Happy New Year and welcome to our Tuesday, January 9th edition of This Week in Plymouth. I'm your host, Dan Salzer. The Plymouth-Baker Regional School Board met last week, where they held its regular meeting as well as its first budget meeting. If you missed the meetings at all, you can watch a full replay on our YouTube channel or throughout the week on channel 1301. The 3 warrant articles during the budget meeting were voted on by the board after discussion with the public and were moved to the deliberative session on February 6th. Special announcement, PBTV will now be providing live coverage of all PRHS and PES school board meetings. That same night, the Zoning Board of Adjustment met for its first meeting of the new year. The board received a request for a special exemption from the Mountain Village Charter School.
And for the record, I would simply put forward that this was the subject of a previous application and then a previous extension of the previous application, both of which were approved in the past.
So there's limited zoning in the town of Plymouth that is actually zoned for educational facilities. This is land that we purchased that fits our dynamic school to a T. And we're going to build a school there that's essentially 3 large garages, as simple, as cost effective as possible, just rectangles on slabs, and move from where we're currently operating, which is over at the 9th State Complex, right around the Rotary. We're right there already, so it's very convenient, not much of a change for any of our students and parents that are dropping off the students at the new location. In our instance, we're an outdoor-based school, so it's on, I think it's roughly 35 or 40 acres that's down there. So that's all of our programming will be perfect for that.
All in favor of approving the application as submitted?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous.
The Planning Board held its second in what was supposed to be the final round of public hearings for the proposed zoning amendments. After an hour-and-a-half long discussion on the proposed Article number 8, the board moved to amend and rehear Articles 5 and 8 at the February 1st meeting. Town Manager Scott Whedon gave his monthly report via the town website. In the report, Whedon discussed the final few steps in the 2024-25 town budget, including the dates for the first public hearing being on the 22nd of this month during the Select Board regular scheduled meeting. The full proposed budget will be available on the town website before that public hearing, so you can review it for yourself and give comments during that meeting. A reminder that primary elections for the state of New Hampshire are coming up this month. Elections will be held on the 23rd of January inside the elementary school gymnasium from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pease Public Library has several events coming up, including an escape room. You're a world traveler running late for your flight. You have 60 minutes to make sense of the clues, solve the puzzle, and find your ticket. This is for adults and young adults ages 14 plus and families with children ages 10 up. Available times to sign up can be found on their website, so be sure to call or stop in to reserve a spot today. Pease Public Library will be hosting Ken Gloss for a special presentation. The Antiques Roadshow appraiser and Boston-based bookshop proprietor will be coming up this Wednesday at 6 p.m. You can join either in person or via Zoom to discuss what makes a rare book and also have your items appraised. Also, PBTV will be recording that event for later airing. The Penguin Plunge at PRHS is set for February 23rd. If you are interested in participating or want to make a donation, please visit the high school website at prhs.pemmybaker.org. Looking at this week's meetings, the Select Board met twice yesterday on Monday for a work session and the regular meeting. The Energy Commission will also be meeting on Thursday, the 11th at 6 p.m. It's now time to take a look at sports. Winter action in full swing for the Bobcats. Last week, wrestling had a dominant victory over White Mountains at home, 63-15. During that duel, junior Emmett Nossaman earned his 100th career victory with a pin at the 190-pound weight class. Boys basketball is off to a hot start. The Bobcats are 4-1 after a 62-54 win at Campbell last Friday night. Plymouth is scheduled to host Laconia on Tuesday evening, weather depending. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. We'll have coverage right here on Pemmy Baker TV. Girls basketball picked up an impressive win on Friday night at home, 53-17 over Conval. The win stopped the 4-game skid by the Bobcats, improving them to 2-4 this season. Plymouth is scheduled to travel to Laconia on Tuesday night. The Kearsarge Plymouth Cats hockey team improved to 4-2 this season in Division III in the NHIAA after an exciting 3-2 overtime win on Saturday against Sanborn Epping Raymond. Brennan Johnson netted the game winner for the Cats. A reminder that town offices and schools will be closed on Monday, January 15th in recognition of Civil Rights Day. For all of us here at Pemmy Baker TV, thank you so much for joining us. For our executive producer, Jonathan Picard, I'm Dan Salzer. Join us next week for another episode of This Week in Plymouth.